Have you ever wondered about the origins of the most common medical tool? The stethoscope. It hangs around nearly every doctor's neck, a symbol of their profession. But it wasn't always this way. Our story begins over 200 years ago, in 1816. A brilliant French physician named René Laennec was faced with a rather delicate problem. He needed to listen to the heart of a young female patient. In those days, the only method was to press one's ear directly against the patient's chest. This was awkward, and for Laennec, deeply uncomfortable. He needed a better way. Inspiration struck from an unexpected source. Two children playing with a long piece of wood. One child scratches, the other listens. Could the same principle work for the human body? He rolled a sheet of paper into a tight cylinder. He placed one end on his patient's chest, the other to his ear. The result was astonishing. The sounds of her heart and lungs were clearer and louder than anything he had heard. The stethoscope quickly became more than just a medical instrument. It transformed into a powerful symbol. When you see someone with a stethoscope draped around their shoulders, you instantly think, doctor, healer, expert. It represents trust, knowledge, the very practice of medicine. It is the first tool many medical students learn to use, a rite of passage on their long journey to becoming physicians. This simple device is synonymous with care, an emblem that reassures patients they are in capable hands, an icon recognized across cultures and languages, a universal sign of the medical profession. But here's a surprising truth. Despite its iconic status, the traditional stethoscope has significant limitations. Its effectiveness depends entirely on one variable, fallible thing, the human ear. A doctor must have excellent hearing and years of experience to decipher the subtle clues hidden within the sounds of the body. Is that faint murmur a sign of a leaking valve, or is it harmless? Is the crackle in the lungs a symptom of fluid buildup, or just background noise? The diagnosis relies on subjective interpretation, which can vary dramatically from one doctor to another. Especially in a noisy clinic or a busy emergency room. Think about the challenge. The doctor is trying to isolate tiny, specific sounds from a cacophony of internal noise. The thumping heart, the rushing of blood, the gurgling of the digestive system. It's a busy environment in there. Distinguishing a pathological whoosh from a normal one takes incredible skill. Imagine a stethoscope that does more than just transmit sound. Imagine one that listens. Imagine one that analyzes. Imagine one that understands. This is the incredible promise of the AI stethoscope. On the outside, it looks much like the familiar device. But on the inside, it is a powerhouse of modern technology. It contains a sophisticated digital sensor that captures the sounds of the heart and lungs. It converts analog sound waves into a digital signal. Digitization. This creates a precise, high-fidelity recording, free from the distortions of a simple rubber tube. Once the sound is digitized, the real magic begins. This is where artificial intelligence, or AI, comes in. The AI has been trained on a massive library of sounds, thousands upon thousands of recordings, from healthy individuals, from patients with known heart or lung conditions. It recognizes the acoustic signature of a healthy heart. It recognizes the distinct murmur of a faulty valve. It recognizes the telltale crackle of pneumonia. It can spot patterns and anomalies so subtle they're often inaudible to the human ear, even that of a seasoned cardiologist. A junior doctor might listen to a few hundred hearts during training. A specialist cardiologist might listen to thousands over a career. An AI can be trained on millions of heartbeats in weeks. It never gets tired. Its hearing never fades. It can compare a patient's heartbeat in real time against this vast database. It then displays results on a screen. For example, suspected aortic stenosis, 92% confidence. The doctor is no longer just listening. They are seeing the sound. This isn't science fiction. It's happening right now. Companies are developing smart stethoscopes that provide instant analysis. For a GP in a busy clinic, this is revolutionary. They get an objective, data-driven second opinion right then and there. This could speed up detection and referrals to specialists. The AI isn't just listening to the body's symphony. It's reading the sheet music and pointing out the wrong notes for the doctor. The idea of a machine diagnosing illness can be, well, a bit unnerving. It brings up images of doctors being replaced by cold, unfeeling robots. But honestly, this vision kind of misunderstands the true potential of AI in medicine. The goal here is not replacement, but partnership. The AI stethoscope is not a rival to the doctor. It's actually an incredibly powerful assistant. It is a tool designed to augment, not automate, the skills of a medical professional. The AI handles the data-heavy task of analyzing sound patterns, something a machine does with, just unparalleled precision. This frees up the doctor to do what humans do best. And what is it that humans do best? Context, empathy, holistic judgment. An AI can analyze a heartbeat, but it cannot talk to the patient about their lifestyle, their family history, or the stress they are under. It just can't understand the patient as a whole person. Consider a rural doctor working far from a specialist heart center. With an AI stethoscope, they can perform an initial screening with a level of accuracy that was previously unimaginable. They can confidently identify patients who need urgent referral and reassure those who don't. The technology empowers general practitioners, placing the knowledge of a top cardiologist into their hands. This doctor-machine team is far more powerful than either could be alone. It's a synergy where technology enhances human expertise, leading to a healthcare system that is both smarter and more humane. As we stand on the cusp of this new era, we must also ask some important ethical questions. Can we and should we trust a machine with something as personal as our health? The idea of an algorithm making a judgment about our heart can feel, kind of unsettling. What if the AI gets it wrong? Who is responsible? The doctor, the hospital, the company that wrote the software? These are not trivial concerns. For this technology to be successful, we need robust regulation, transparent algorithms, a clear understanding of accountability. Trust must be earned, not assumed. However, we must also consider the ethics of not using such a powerful tool. If we have technology that can detect a life-threatening heart condition earlier and more reliably than a human can, is it ethical to withhold it? Every year, people suffer or die from conditions that were missed during a routine checkup. The AI stethoscope offers a tangible way to reduce those missed diagnoses. The risk of an AI making a mistake must be weighed against the very real and documented risk of human error in the current system. The goal is to create a system that is safer and more effective overall. Looking to the future, the implications are honestly staggering. Imagine a world where smart stethoscopes are not just in clinics, but in our homes. A person with a chronic heart condition could perform a daily checkup, with the data sent securely to their doctor. The AI could monitor for subtle changes over time, alerting the medical team long before the patient even feels any symptoms. This shifts medicine from being reactive, treating sickness, to being proactive and predictive, keeping people healthy. It could democratize healthcare, bringing expert-level diagnostics to anyone with a smartphone, anywhere in the world. Consider a rural doctor working far from a specialist heart center. With an AI stethoscope, they can perform an initial screening with a level of accuracy that was previously unimaginable. They can confidently identify patients who need urgent referral and reassure those who don't. The technology empowers general practitioners, placing the knowledge of a top cardiologist into their hands. This doctor-machine team is far more powerful than either could be alone. It's a synergy where technology enhances human expertise, leading to a healthcare system that is both smarter and more humane. The story of the stethoscope has come full circle. From a rolled-up piece of paper born of necessity, it evolved into a symbol of medicine. Now, infused with artificial intelligence, it is being reborn as a revolutionary force for the 21st century. The AI stethoscope will not replace doctors, but it will empower them in ways René Lanier could never have dreamed of. It will change our relationship with our own bodies, giving us a clearer understanding of our health than ever before. This is not just an upgrade to a medical tool. It is the beginning of a transformation in how we listen to the very essence of life.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think were the technologies that changed human life the most in the history of medicine? If you say the microscope, you're absolutely right. Because without the microscope, we could never have seen bacteria. Thanks to the microscope, we understood the cause of infections. If you say X-ray, you're right again. Because without X-rays, we could never have seen fractures, tumors, or pneumonia. And if you say MRI, yes, that too was one of the revolutions that revealed the hidden secrets of the human body. Looking back at history, we can see a pattern. Every great leap forward began by going beyond the limits of the human eye and ear. The microscope allowed us to see things smaller than our eyes could. X-rays showed us what the eye could not see. MRI opened up the inside of the brain. And now, the AI stethoscope reveals what our ears cannot hear. But why do we need this? Because the biggest problem in modern medicine is error. Every year, millions of people around the world either receive their treatment too late or never receive it at all because of misdiagnosis. Not because doctors are bad, but because they are human. A doctor may see 40-50 patients in a single day, facing hundreds of different symptoms, trying to categorize them all in their mind. Mistakes in that process are inevitable. Let me give you an example. Heart murmurs, a faint sound that occurs when one of the valves in your heart doesn't close completely. An experienced cardiologist might catch that sound, but a young doctor or one overwhelmed with patients could easily miss it. That's where the AI stethoscope comes in. It records those sounds, analyzes the waveforms, compares them with algorithms and flags. There may be a mild mitral valve insufficiency here. The important point here is this. Artificial intelligence does not replace doctors. It strengthens their senses. Just as doctors were blind without X-rays, without AI, doctors are essentially deaf. Now let's take it one step further. Do you know where artificial intelligence was first used in medicine? Radiology, because radiology was all about images. Thousands of X-rays, MRI scans. Doctors had to review them one by one, and AI began scanning these images. It started detecting lung nodules, tumors, fractures, faster and sometimes more accurately than humans. Today, we've reached a point where AI doesn't just dominate images, but sounds as well. It can analyze heart sounds, lung sounds, even bowel movements. In short, the AI stethoscope is the newest link in this chain of technological revolutions. The microscope, the X-ray, and MRI solved what the eye could not see. Now AI solves what the ear cannot hear, and we're only at the beginning of the road. Now, let's discover how these AI stethoscopes came to be, the story of their birth.
So how did these AI stethoscopes come about? It all started with a very simple idea: recording heart sounds. A normal stethoscope only carries sound to your ears, but AI stethoscopes have tiny microphones inside. These microphones digitally record the sounds coming from your chest. And here's where the magic begins. Those recordings are transferred to a computer, just like a music file. Imagine this. Every lub-dub of your heartbeat turns into a waveform, and those waveforms are compared with hundreds of thousands, even millions, patient records. This is where machine learning comes into play. Let's explain it simply. Normally, a doctor gains experience by listening to thousands of patients over 20 years. But artificial intelligence can gain the same experience in just a few months, because it listens to millions of recordings. These sounds are normal. This one indicates valve leakage. This one is a sign of arrhythmia. The AI learns these labels, and when a new sound comes in, it can predict what it means. Think of it like this. When a human ear hears a melody, most of the time it can't catch a wrong note. But a computer, by measuring frequencies, can say, there's a 0.3-second shift here. That's exactly how the AI stethoscope works. It's like a music program analyzing the melody of your heart. So whose idea was this first? Around 2015, a few startups in the US and Europe jumped into the field. For example, there was a company called Echo Devices. They produced one of the first digital stethoscopes. It sent sounds to a phone via Bluetooth and analyzed them through an app. Even the FDA, the US Health Authority, approved these devices. That was the first official stamp saying, yes, AI can help doctors. Another example. Companies like ThinkLabs and Stethi, they developed similar devices. So the whole thing quickly turned into a race. Who can listen more precisely? Today, these devices can listen not only to the heart but also to the lungs. They can distinguish the sounds of pneumonia, asthma, COPD, and more. Now here's something critical. AI stethoscopes don't just learn from one doctor, they learn from thousands of doctors. They're not limited to a single physician's knowledge. They feed on global collective intelligence. And that's why, over time, they may become even more precise than the most experienced cardiologist in the world. But, a short pause, they're not perfect yet, because the biggest enemy of artificial intelligence is bad data. If the system is fed with mislabeled recordings, the AI learns incorrectly. So for these devices to be reliable, the data collection process has to be extremely rigorous. Without doctors' collaboration, they can't work on their own. So an AI stethoscope is not a miracle. It's more like a superpowered magnifying glass. If used carelessly, it can mislead. But if used correctly, it can save lives. Now picture this, a faint heart sound, too subtle for any doctor's ear, is caught by a device. The device flags it, this patient is at risk. The doctor takes that warning seriously, makes an early diagnosis, and saves the patient's life. That's the chain reaction that could change the future of medicine. And here we are, at the end of our journey. Today we didn't just talk about a device, we talked about the future of medicine. AI stethoscopes enhance doctors' abilities, can save lives, and open the door to a revolution that could transform the healthcare system. But remember, these devices are not miracles. Human intelligence, experience, and empathy are still indispensable. The best outcomes come from the collaboration between AI and doctors. Maybe in 10 years, we'll even have our own AI stethoscopes at home. We'll be able to analyze our heartbeat, lung sounds, and much more within seconds. We'll take control of our own health. As you watch this video, I hope you realize that the future begins today. When technology, health, and AI come together, our lives can become safer and more conscious than ever before. If this video inspired you, share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think AI stethoscopes will completely replace doctors, or will they just assist them? Subscribe, turn on notifications, and continue this journey. Because the most exciting developments in health and technology are just beginning. Thank you. See you in the next video. And remember, the future beats in the rhythm.